Okay, nice. Let's get this live stream started because it might be cut a little short today. So, how's it going? Today is Tuesday, and we're going to be working on this little short scene that I've been working on. So, we kind of did the other like short animated series last stream. Still working on that rig, but in the meantime, I'm going to try and finish this as well. So, this was the scene where he was rolling away from that guy. We finished the rolling part, and now this is a different scene. So let's go to display 1, and this is what we're going to be doing today. So it's going to be a little camera move, and he quickly turns around and unsheaths his sword. We don't need sound. So it's kind of like building suspense, and then it zooms in, and he turns and has his sword out like that. So it's going to be pretty tough, or it's a good way to explain like turning characters with a little bit more context, because I know I made a tutorial about it before, but this is kind of in a shot. So let's get ready. I have my kind of basic poses here, right? So this is like very, very early stages. And then the thing about this rig is his hands, they each have a sword already paired to them, which is kind of nice. So I'll probably take this angle like that, or we might have to redraw it, but we'll see. And then this one is going to be empty, just like that. Okay, so let's do some drawovers real quick. It always starts with that. And I'm going to be using the storyboards. Hey, dude. Not late at all. We just got started. Yeah, you're just in time. Oops. All right, let's get this drawover going. I'm going to be using, I don't really need this for scale, but I'm going to be using this pose over here to kind of what I want. So here, let's just make it a little more interesting. Because what the context is, he's looking up at this weird structure. We can kind of have his shoulders dip down a little more. Maybe we can even have one of his legs out like this. Right, just skew him a little bit to get a more natural standing posture. Here, we'll have his arms. I was going to have him hold like a map or something, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to have him look. I'm going to use the line tool and this button here so I can see what I'm drawing. And we'll just get some curves in here. Right, really quick draw over. Right, just like that. Maybe like this. And yeah, guys, any questions you guys have, post them in the chat. It can be about anything, projects you're working on, questions about, just animation in general, the animation industry, or, just leave a comment of who you are, like you go to school, or you're like, what are you doing? So all comments are welcome. This pose is pretty easy, so we shouldn't be spending too much time. It's kind of just to make it not so cut out looking, more natural. Right, just adding some curves so not everything is so puppet-like. The arms, we'll fix the arms. The real meat of this is going to be on that turn. And I was smart this time too. I saved a copy of the pose at the end. So we shouldn't be having to reset too many pegs. And also, guys, I was thinking about this too. Another thing, if you download these rigs from Gumroad, make sure you unzip the files before you use them. Because I think if you don't unzip them, your Harmony file is just going to be blank. So make sure you're unzipping the file before you open it, because then you'll actually be able to use it. Okay, so here, let's like cover that. Have his hand go in a little bit. Right? That looks good already. Look at that. We just got to get these kind of in place. Let's straighten that. The feet are okay. Don't mind that at all. We turn off our draw over. That is perfectly acceptable. Maybe we can even have this drop down a little bit. And we'll hide that. Okay. So he's looking up. We won't do any of the camera moves. I'm going to just animate him static right now. And we can add the camera move after. That's a really nice thing about working in Toon Boom. So this will tween, right? So we kind of want to make sure things are sticking. The feet, we don't really have to worry about, but I want to, just in case I need to change the camera angle after. Right, so this foot goes there. Let me see how I built this. Do I have? I do. I have a second quarter front foot. I'm not really going to see the feet, but I still want to make sure they're moving the right way. Delete this, reset it. Here we go. Now, this foot changes, so I want to have still quarter back. Just to kind of keep this planted for myself later. So let's take a look at our reference. So he's going to reach up, grab, and like turn his upper body. So I'm not really sure. Let's pretend this pen is a sword. It's going to have to come like this way. So we'll have to put his head That's weird. There we go. So we'll have his head down, and we'll lean it forward a bit. Oh. And I'm doing this before I do a draw over, right? Just to kind of get the proportions right. I need a different hand. It'd have to be something. Oh, please tell me I drew the angle. Yeah. That, but I need it flipped. So instead of flipping the peg, I'm going to create a new drawing. I'll select everything, right? And then I'll just flip the drawing. So instead of actually needing to flip the peg, it's just a drawing substitution, which makes things a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to this. And we really need to make him grab this sword. So what I'm going to do, actually, no, I'm not. I might have to, though. I might have to switch. Oops. What's going on here? And overlay. I don't know what's doing that. There we go. So this is kind of off the drawing. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I can. The sword is actually in the wrong spot on this draw over, right? So if we flip it, I feel it makes it harder. Maybe I get a better silhouette. Let's see. Right now, posing stage, just trying to figure out what kind of works. I'm not trying to lock in anything. Yeah, I might like that better because there's more negative space with his arm. And we're probably gonna have to cheat the arm a little bit to kind of get into position. That should be fine. Here, what we should do, they'll probably like bend his knees here as he turns. So this is going to tween perfectly from here to here. I don't want him to. Actually, do I? Maybe I want this to be. Let's see. Let's check master controller display. Maybe I want his torso to be in profile here. Let's see how this looks. I don't think we need that right now. Just bend his body a bit. Bend the knees. This, I keep doing that. I keep going in the fucking wrong frame. Do that all the time. And when he turns, this front foot is going to just be the one that's moving. But actually, it doesn't matter at all because we're not going to see his feet. So we'll go here, lower this. I'll bend his feet like that. Same thing. We don't have to worry about this foot because the camera angle is going to hide it for us. We just want to bend maybe a little more. Now, what to do with this arm? It's gone backwards for some reason. Oh yeah, like with the individually. Yeah, I like it because it's if you don't have like the IK stuff, it's easier to keep the feet planted, I find. Actually, wait a minute. Let's go here. Let's do a draw over anyway, so I can keep planning this in my mind. So, like this part tween's okay, so we don't really have to worry too much about it. I just want to make it a little interesting. So let's do these lines of action. I want him kind of hunched over. His shoulder is probably going to be like up like this or something. This one's going to be down. We're still not going to see the underside of his arm. Or maybe we will, actually. It's going to be something like this. Right, and I think I'm going to have to do another draw over. But right now, this will be good enough to get me started on the pose. Something quick like that. So let's start with this. We'll keep that straight. Like his waist and his shoulders, kind of good to keep them relatively parallel. Of course, they're going to be offset sometimes, but you don't really want it in cutout animation to like lean like this. Let's see. Let's lean this over. And right, too, a lot of rigs have two pieces. They split the torso into two pieces, like an upper body, like a chest area, and like a lower body. And I don't know. I'm not sure if it's truly necessary, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have ever used rigs like that, but I'm still kind of torn if I actually like it or not. Because with just like a square and some deformers, you can get a lot of movement, especially when you're doing drawovers, and it's relatively quick. Same thing with like adding shoulders, actual shoulder pieces to your rig. Like, as long as you have deformer points in the right places, I don't really see the benefit of having shoulders. At least personally, anyway, in my animation. They help a little bit, I guess, but it's not like they're like I can't animate without them, you know? Like, you can get pretty good shoulder shrugs this way too. All right. Here, I kind of want his neck to be lower. Ooh. There. Kind of like that. I could bring this forward because I can't see anything. Nope, this one. We'll go here. Investigate that more. I don't know what that is. I like that with the shoulder raised a bit too. So here with this foreshortening, I'm going to move the pivot point to where I want it. And I'll grab these points with this and kind of like make them bigger and move them down. This way, the pivot point stays where it's supposed to. And I can kind of keep track a little more. Move this guy here. And usually, like, the newer versions of Toon Boom are really good. I haven't really had any pivot point problems in a long time. Mainly when you touch the permanent pivot point is when things start to mess up. But if I go like this and I move it temporarily and still do my animation, the results are usually fine. Now, I don't know why. Maybe someone watching can tell me. Like, this hand overlay, for some reason, it goes in front, everything moves. That shouldn't be happening. See, that shouldn't be happening. I don't know why. It's like that. Okay, so now we gotta think about this angle. You're gonna see the underside of the sleeve. He's pointing it towards the camera. Maybe. Okay, that's fine for a first drawer. Keep this the same. Maybe move it out a bit. And here, even though, I mean, maybe I'll show the legs. So just in case, I'm gonna do them properly. And especially with turn, I need to be tracking the legs. I need to make sure the feet are planted. Even if they're off screen, it helps. I find it helps me a lot. this. This there. All right, let's have a look. Add a few things to correct, but we're pretty much on our way. What is that? 3. I can even use the contour editor to make my lines really specific. Right, I've already kind of figured out the gesture when I did the first initial sketch. That's why I kind of like to keep it pretty loose. But now I can tie down these lines. It's going to look good. It won't look stiff. Map out kind of like the line of action. Everything is looking pretty nice. We just want it to be everything to like connect properly. Right, and this line tool is super handy for this. In the bottom, right? Okay, here. Now we got to pay attention on this arm. I'm going to have it something like this. I'll follow this line. Yeah, I always say this, but usually if you're working at a studio, there's not going to be a lot of time to finesse every single scene or spend this much time on your drawovers, right? You gotta pick and choose your battles. What scenes are you going to spend your the majority of your time on? Where can you afford to take a few shortcuts? All that stuff you got to consider. It's just not realistic, right, to be able to do this on every scene. We can do it here because, there's literally no time limit. And you can already see, though, how long it's taking me. Like this short that I've planned, it's like a minute or something, right? Imagine if it took this long to create a show, a minute of a TV show. It would never get done. So you always got to think about like deadlines versus like quality, and even if it's ever going to get done. Kind of why I like these live streams too. They force me to do some like personal projects that normally I probably would never really work on, or just kind of like give up, Okay, so we have this. We're gonna grab this. That's what that is. So let's move this up here. Well, actually, we actually don't want this. Up here. I want these shoulders right. shoulders are super, super important, I think. Okay, looking good. Get this arm. It's pretty much where I want it. Maybe a little less there. And let's try and get that a nice smooth curve. Yeah, we're gonna have to stick it out a bit there. Now here we kind of have a choice, right? I can probably go create a new drawing. I'll grab this and angle it a bit. Right, so just a little tweak on the hand to kind of make it fit the perspective a little bit better. That looks okay. It wasn't too hard, didn't take too long. That's one thing I found too, animating on a TV show. Knowing how to draw hands is a huge, huge, huge asset. Normally, like if it's planned well enough and there's enough time, the rigs will have a bunch of hands that you can use. It's also pretty common on a show for them to ask you, like, hey, maybe if this scene needs a hand drawing swap, are you comfortable drawing that in? There definitely are times where you need to draw custom hands. Hey, dude, how's it going? Things are good. Things are good. Can't complain. How about you? How are things with you? Nice to see you again on the stream. Yeah, let's try and get these legs. Nice curve. Here. Follow this path. There you go. It's nice. Okay. Right? For the purpose of this stream, I'd say that is basically done. This part is clipping because that's there. Wait, where did the other thing go? Solve this after. This should be back. Maybe we can kind of cheat this and cover it. Ah, there you go. Nice, dude. It's early where you are, right? It's or maybe like lunchtime. No, what's the time difference? I don't even know. All right, let's do that. This. Okay. Now here, like from here to here, I'm pretty sure is gonna tween. Sort of. In a weird way. I don't know what's going on there. But that's fine. Like a lot of the, if you can plan your poses like this, things are kind of tweening, That's going to help a lot with these kinds of turns. So I got this, and I got here. This is going to be pretty foreshortened. It's going to be a draw over. And I think if we just get up to here for this stream, I wouldn't be angry, because this is these are important steps when it comes to turns. So I kind of want this. Oops. Something like that. And now his hand, let's see if we can find, I'm pretty sure this hand should be good enough. It's got to make it like way bigger. Maybe we'll shrink this sword down a bit. Right? When you're doing foreshortening, it's like lots of overlapping shapes. Kind of really separated into simple shapes. Whoa. So we'll just drop something upstairs. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love that, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll go here. I have the eyebrows. That's going to be big to look here. Now, sword. I don't know if I need to draw another one. Let's test this out and see how it looks. A lot of the times too, when it comes to big foreshortening like this, you got to do it more than once. I never get it on my first try, but that's okay. We kind of want this plane. What if we do some something like that? Oh, that's good. I have an angry mouth. Pivot point is fucked up on this shit. Oh no, it's not. What we can do, we can just again create a new mouth. Grab this. Right, it's so simple. We don't even have to draw any teeth or anything. We can kind of just maneuver it to how we want it to look. We can adjust that after. So this is going to be here. This is going to be like this. Just like that. Have his foot step out, and this foot. Okay. And kind of just go like this. Move this. Head. We'll have it tilt, but we'll also straighten it like this. Let's curl this to a fist. I know it's not there in the storyboard, but I think it looks a little better if it's there. Let's see. Let's punch this guy forward. Ooh. Looks a little strange. Not gonna lie. If I hide this, bring this in front. Something like that. Give it some perspective. Does that look any better? A little bit. I'm not loving. There you go. A little too skewed, but we can probably redraw it after. Okay. Maybe this. Maybe that's too skewed, and there we go. I kind of like that pointing more off screen, and that's kind of what I want anyway. Look at that. Yes. That looks better, I think. I'm going to say that looks better. Okay. 30 minutes for 4 minutes. Shit. Yeah, I got to cut this stream short, guys. But I'm going to keep working on this. And what's today? Tuesday. We can probably do another stream later on in the week to finish this off. Okay, so, thanks for joining. Sorry we didn't really get through a lot of it, but yeah, tomorrow or the next day, we'll finish this guy off. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.